Yo, Big Kish back up in here. We're about to react to Fantastic Hip Hop. The title goes how Kendrick Lamar just confirmed that he got a second album coming. I want y'all to let me know in the description, not the description, y'all comment below in the comment section. I'm bugging. Do y'all think that this is the official album? Or do y'all think that is going to be an official album around the Super Bowl time? Me personally, I believe this was something just for the West Coast. The world also, but to put West Coast artists on to shut people up, you know what I mean? Something like that. But as far as like an official album, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We about to get into it. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, while Kendrick Lamar's brand new album, GNX, is already one of the most important projects rap has seen in quite some time, and with all of its 12 tracks, there is just so much to unpack and decode. Through all of the album's themes and messaging, the most important thing to understand about this record and Kendrick Lamar's career right now as a whole is that this new project is playing a role that only someone on Kendrick's level could ever pull off, because despite this record having more to say and offer than 99.9% of what everything else that comes out in hip-hop ever does. For Kendrick Lamar's standards, even with an album as powerful and commanding as the one we are all listening to, when you listen and look around closely, you'll realize that somehow this is not even the main event for what everything Kendrick's mission in this era in his career has been leading to. Because between the clues Kendrick has left us himself throughout this record's lyrics and trailers, to what many of the close collaborators around him have said now that this first record has finally been released. Altogether, despite GNX being a surefire album of the year contender in of itself, this record is just another moment in this run of dominance for Kendrick Lamar that is all leading to something much greater than everything we have already witnessed. And while that is saying so much, this record is just another moment in what may be the greatest run by any rapper of all time. And in this run of dominance from Kendrick Lamar, somehow this is all leading to something even greater than we have already seen. And now what this grand moment that Kendrick Lamar and everyone around him is still teasing is an entire other album. And now before we even get into how Kendrick Lamar has confirmed this himself, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now when it comes to the fact that Kendrick Lamar has a second and way more ambitious project on the way, in order to understand the context around what Kendrick has quietly revealed to us right below our radar, first off we need to look at the sentiment around his camp and close collaborators. As while everyone who was a part of this journey to create GNX is celebrating the incredible work that was done on this record, and are just letting this project create a ripple in the rap and music world like few other bodies of work ever have. Still, even while doing all of this, multiple major sources near Kendrick have all alluded to the fact that the job they are doing is not finished. And from the producer on track 12 Gloria Dietz posting the iconic clip of Kobe Bryant from the 2009 NBA Finals where he says these exact words, to then one of the rappers who is featured on this album and who also happens to be Kendrick Lamar's own cousin, Hit It J3, posting saying, "It's not over yet, get ready for curfew."
Yeah, and I think it was Ish on the Joe Budden podcast said that he got a text or something like that saying that I really believe that it's going to be another album around the Super Bowl, which is the official joint.
Now, as Hit It J3 has shown that in the past he has been correct about teasing Kendrick's upcoming moves, as he shared direct texts about the fact that Kendrick was working on an album in the first place, and then of course knowing that he is actually a close source to Kendrick and he is literally featured on this project. This claim seems to have a lot of validity, and now adding to this hype and making these sentiments even stronger, none other than who is considered the spokesperson for the West Coast hip-hop scene as a whole at this point in DJ Head, decided to respond to a post talking about GNX that said, "Something tell me this is an appetizer." And he responded to this with the eye emoji, and I mean with someone who is so close to the entire West Coast of hip-hop, publicly stating this, and then knowing that he's not just close to Kendrick Lamar and TDE, but that he is so in the loop with these guys that he usually has insider information and usually even gets to hear a lot of the projects they are working on early. Overall, everything that is being said by these people is already making this claim that a second album is coming seem more credible than ever, and now adding to these claims and really showing that on Kendrick Lamar's end, everything we are hearing is real and something bigger is still on the way. When we really begin to unpack GNX after diving into what this project has to offer and what it is trying to accomplish, despite the fact that it contains some of the best rapping we have heard in a long time and some of the best rap songs of the entire year, For Kendrick Lamar's standards, this album is framed through a completely different lens than the rest of his mainline discography has been, and what I mean by that is that Kendrick's other studio albums all cover these grand themes and ideas that have taken him years to understand and write about, and even beyond the conceptual framework of the story. On all of his albums, Kendrick usually frames these narratives through a form of media within the album, whether it's a movie like Good Kid, Mad City, or a stage play like with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And so with GNX, when we look at it in comparison to everything else Kendrick Lamar has done, this album just takes things in a completely different direction, as it is designed to exist within a specific moment and time, and serve as a statement to everything that it has represented, which is just drastically different.
Those was perfect words. It's designed to fit a perfect moment in time. Like, it's like just, you know what I'm saying? Like, his other joints is timeless. You know what I'm saying? This is just like, okay, let me shut y'all up. Let me address that. Okay, what he say? Okay, let me shut him up. Blah, 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 blah. That's what this is. You know what I mean? It's official. I love it. No lie, I done listened to it about 25 times already. I got it on repeat, like, and I just got back from taking a trip. So I'm on the road, like, just bumping it. Replay it. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Wordy's bond, boy.
Different than anything we have ever seen from Kendrick in the past. And this is not a knock to this project, because in all honesty, this was a much needed change of pace considering where Kendrick was at, because we just got to hear him in such an unfiltered and raw manner on this album, which is absolutely amazing, and was really the only place to go after a run like he had during the Drake beef. And so all in all, when you consider the way this album runs, both in terms of the feel of Kendrick's performance, and then also with the sound, which leans way more into the West Coast than we have ever seen from Kendrick, and beyond this, with all of the features from West Coast MCs, who, while they show they have the skills to show up on big moments, in terms of their star power, they are nowhere near Kendrick's level, and they are really here to help get discovered and have their names reach a wider audience than they otherwise ever would. With all of these factors in consideration as well, while we don't know what this record is officially being labeled as from Kendrick Lamar and his team, the whole idea of featuring local rappers from your city on a project in this type of a fashion is something that is rooted right in mixtape culture, and definitely when creating this experience. In terms of how Kendrick decided to go about what he wanted to do here, he definitely did go more in that route as opposed to his usual narrative-driven arcs that he uses to make his albums all play out with a story-like structure. And again, with Kendrick Lamar doing this, he is really just showing how much of a genius he is and how high of a level he is operating on at the moment, because with so much tension in the rap game, and as he raps about on this album, so much to still respond to that is happening and brewing right within this very moment.
Right.
Kendrick dropping a project where we have direct confirmation that he was recording new music just days before its release was more than needed right now, because it is adding to his discography before its release.
Lamar Jr. producer reveal he only gave him the title track beat days ago. Wow.
Was more than needed right now, because it is adding to his discography and this chapter of his career, and really this chapter of hip-hop history as a whole, by showing what all the elusive diss tracks and features can culminate to when we see them in the full scale of a project. And Kendrick clearly did not disappoint with this. But now, if this all wasn't enough, it's also important to note that just with the way Kendrick Lamar raps throughout so many songs on this record, there is really no sense of finality to anything he is saying, and just like when we go back to a track like Euphoria, and remember that when he hinted at doing something like dropping back-to-back songs, he went on to do that, and when we go back to all of his diss tracks, we can really see that Kendrick foreshadowed what his next moves were always going to be. Here, with Kendrick saying things like double back like a deluxe on a track like Squabble Up, he is already leaving hints that what he is doing right now is far from over, and that we should be ready for him to come right back. And now, in addition to what Kendrick is saying on a track like this, I think the most telling sign from his own perspective—
Hey, forget a back-to-back song. This nigga doing back-to-back albums, nigga. Stop playing, nigga.
That there is still more music to come is that when Kendrick Lamar initially teased this record with a snippet right before it dropped, and just like we saw with Squabble Up in the Not Like Us music video where it was previewed, this song seems like it's being used to both mark a new moment in time as it kicked off GNX to drop in the first place, but just like when we all heard what was known as the Broccoli snippet at the time, because it's not actually a part of the official music being released, it is leaving the door open for more music to arrive in the future. And now, coming back to Kendrick's bars about doubling up, the fact that in this video where Kendrick showed off a new song that is still not yet on the album, there is not one GNX car but two in this otherwise empty room. This also seems to be—
did say that in the comment section. Somebody did say that in the comment section. Shout out to you, whoever that was. Say, yup, You could tell that it's another one coming because it's 2 GNX joint. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Pointing to the fact that whatever we are seeing is just part one of a greater moment that we just don't know yet. So all in all, when you put all the subtle details and hints Kendrick Lamar has left in his music and what his collaborators are all saying together, everything is pointing to the fact that despite Kendrick already giving us what's really going to go down as a generational project, as we are seeing him just flex on the entire rap and music world within a way that only few other MCs have ever even come close to. Somehow, even with the bar this high, this is not even him operating at his best yet. And now considering that for Kendrick Lamar when it comes to his other albums in the past, as those bodies of work all took years to make, I'd imagine that whatever is going to follow up on this record is going to be an album that will be a conceptual project and that will tell a greater and more impactful story about where all of this is headed. And I'm sure when we get to this point, there will also be a proper rollout. But for now, Kendrick Lamar surprise releasing a project like the one we have seen was the best thing he could have done in this moment. And just as this record came out of nowhere and changed the game all over again, what Kendrick is doing throughout this project perfectly embodied that as well. And as we sit with this record more and more and try to piece together what is one of Kendrick's most dynamic and entertaining projects ever, which is saying a lot, I'm sure we're going to end up finding out more clues about what's to come, because no matter what, it's clear that with how motivated Kendrick Lamar is right now and how important his contributions are to the entire genre of hip-hop as a whole, that he is not going to be stopping for some time to come. And so now with all this said, let me know. Do you think another Kendrick Lamar album is coming very soon, and what do you think about the project he just dropped currently? I mean, it's clear that the impact of this record is already great enough to stand on its own, but the fact that this era from him is really promising to get even better and just give us more and more music is showcasing just how great of a time we are living in when it comes to the state of Kendrick's rap career and really for the entire rap game, because there's nobody setting the tone and setting the pace as well right now as Kendrick Lamar. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. That thing put a smile on my face, bruh. Bruh, we gonna be rocking. We gonna be rocking for a long time, bruh. Cause GNX just came out. And if look. We still talking about this beef. When did the beef start? Earlier this year? And he dropped what, 4 songs? What, Like That? Meet the Grams. Not Like Us, 616 in LA, Like That, and we still talking about it. Those only 4 or 5 songs. Now we got a whole album. We're gonna be talking about this for like 3 years. I'm talking about on it. You know what I mean? On it. Yes, it's I'm talking if he drop another one, drop another album, bruh, ain't nobody talking about Drake, bro. Now Wayne putting himself in it. Doc gonna smash him. Psst. Man, bruh, we about to react to something else I just seen too, so let me get to that, y'all. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone. Y'all let me know if y'all think he gonna drop another joint, another album. I'm gone, y'all.